They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, but they're also the thing that starts to show the signs of aging the fastest and first, mainly because the area around the eyes, the skin is thin, and are a lot of dynamic wrinkles from squinting and laughing and crying and all of that become static over time. So in today's video, we're going to take a comprehensive look at how to deal with the signs of aging in the eyes. And the first area that shows this are the whites of the eye. As we get older, the whites of our eyes tend to get less circulation. They tend to turn a little more yellow looking, and that really does have to do with the circulation in the eyes. And there's a tendency for the muscles around the eyes to become a little bit weaker. Hooded eye develops in some individuals, the hooded eyelid, making the eye look smaller and darker. And those are things that can actually be addressed through different types of eye massage to improve circulation, making sure you keep those annual visits to the eye doctor for eye health overall. And there are a whole new generation of eye drop products to help relieve redness, dryness, and to actually open up the eye even more. And one of the new generation of eye drops is called Lumify. Now, Lumify works different than the old generation eye drops, which actually use decongestants to help reduce the redness in the eye. They don't often help a lot with dryness, but they do help with that redness. And here's a negative side effect that actually contributes to the look of aging eyes. Those decongestants used in those older formulas constrict the blood vessels and the arteries, reducing the amount of oxygen that's getting to your eye. So not a very healthy way to treat dryness and redness at all. Whereas Lumify only works on the capillaries on the surface of the eye, reducing the redness while maintaining healthy oxygen supply to the eyes. The older formulas are also well known for what we call rebound redness, where when the oxygen supply begins to come back to the eye, the blood vessels actually overdilate, leading to irritation and redness. That's why we sometimes see an almost addictive nature to the use of eye drops because of that vicious cycle. So as I said, in today's video, we're going to work on all the signs of aging in the eyes. But before we jump in, if you happen to be new to my channel and me, I'm Chris Gibson, a skincare expert. I've been in skincare 38 years, working with folks to get their best skin ever, no matter what your age. So if that's the kind of content you've been looking for here on YouTube, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. So we're going to be talking about several different approaches and products that can work very well in these areas. As always in my videos, links for all of them will be down below in the video description box, so you don't need to write anything down. And the really good news, these approaches are super effective and actually quite inexpensive. Now I'm going to put a drop of Lumify in each eye. Takes about a minute to work, and the effects last up to 8 hours. So it's a really great product if you have ongoing redness and that tired eye look, the whites of your eyes look darker. This is going to brighten them up with a healthier for your eye treatment. Now, while that's taking a minute to work, let's talk about the other signs of aging around the eyes. That's dryness, that would be dark circles, or eye hollows, that would be hooded eye, where the skin of the eyelid becomes loose and begins to hang down. Fine lines and wrinkles around the eye, all conspiring to make us look much older than we actually are. Now you can see the whites of my eyes look nice and bright. So let's talk about the first step in dealing with the dark circles underneath the eyes. The first thing I want to do is make sure you understand that in some cases, those dark circles are not going to go away no matter what topical product you use. The reason for that, on all of us, the skin just under the eye is very, very thin. And in some of us, we are genetically predisposed to have a lot of veins closer to the surface of the skin, which gives that dark purple look. So if you're someone who has tried every single product known to man to try to get rid of dark circles, a safe for your skin formula concealer like this one by Il Makiage, is the one I use when I need it, will be able to end that frustration with that problem for you once and for all. But let's talk now about puffy under eyes. Puffy under eyes are usually a pooling of lymph fluid that gathers. That's why usually in the morning it's more noticeable. We've had a very long, stressful day. We don't get enough sleep, or too much time on the laptop or the smartphone. All of those things can lead to stress and pressure where the body's going to pool liquid just under that lower lid. One of the best things for that is caffeine, and there are just a myriad of caffeine serum products out there that work extremely well. Now, of course, I like more organic, natural approaches to product ingredients. This triple action caffeine eyeless serum is one of my favorite products. It uses coffee bean oil for the caffeine, and it's the #1 ingredient in the product, so it's a high dose of caffeine for your skin. It also includes pomegranate seed and rosehip oil, the growth factor glucoside EGCG, green coffee bean oil, and hyaluronic acid. This is a really excellent serum for use around the eye, and it only takes a very little bit of this product to help the entire skin around the eyes, especially puffy under eyes, dark circles that are not genetically predisposed, and even the upper eyelid. You just pat that into the skin. It's designed to absorb very, very quickly. And one of the things that makes it ultra effective is that the skin around the eyes does not have a lot of oil glands. This applies natural oils that are good for your skin and helps to maintain your skin's moisture barrier around this delicate area. Now, the other visible sign of eye aging are fine lines and wrinkles and crow's feet. And I've talked about this before on the channel. I really like effective peptides, amino acids that your skin already produces, but that we produce less of as we get older. One of the natural peptides that is very good at disrupting the communication of the small muscles underneath the skin around your eyes is ageless. That is why it has the nickname Botox in a bottle, because similar to Botox disrupting that communication in a muscle at a much deeper, almost semi-permanent level, ageless naturally is able to do this without permanent effects, but over time, the easing of those dynamic wrinkles helps them to relax and fade out. Similar again to how Botox works, just at a very light level. So you'd apply just a couple of drops of this serum as well to the areas you want to treat. You can use it all over your face. You can use it on your neck, your chest, anywhere you show the signs of aging from dynamic wrinkles. This is going to be an effective peptide for you. Pat it in, just like we did the other. I'm going to get my forehead because that's where my lines are. Crow's feet area, just under the eyelid. Patting that in and allowing it a couple of minutes to absorb. Now that we've addressed those issues, let's address one of the more prominent features that a lot of us suffer as we get older, and that's loosening of the eyelid skin just above the eye. In this case, we want to use a product that's actually designed for the upper eyelid. The problem with most facial firming tighteners, and I've talked about a lot of those here on the channel, I actually do like them, is that when it comes to the upper eyelid, these are made with silicates which are absorbed into the skin and tighten the outer layer of the skin temporarily, giving you a lifted look. But on the eyelid, the upper eyelid, they're too drying. A lot of times they will show a white cast as that silicate becomes dry, and we blink a lot. So there's a lot of movement happening on the upper eye that's going to make an overall facial firming tightener not work as well for that area. And those clay silicates can be really irritating if they get in your eye. So what you have to look for is a lid lifting treatment specifically designed for the upper eyelid. Now the one that I like is this one. It's Lid Lifting Treatment by City Beauty. It's one of the few of these on the market. There are not a lot of specific products just for the upper eyelid. Now the great thing about City Beauty's Lid Lifting Treatment formulation is that they included hawthorn and Arabian jasmine extract, which are ingredients that actually reduce the look of sagging on that upper eyelid and lift and tighten and give the skin elasticity rather than drying it out. They've also included superfood-based peptides that actually help nourish that skin, helping to lift and smooth the eyelid skin, getting rid of those folds that form when we open our eyes. So it makes the eye look much, much younger. They also included some blurring microspheres, which actually help to diffuse the light that hits your skin, making this area look much fresher and younger, helping to correct and make look invisible any wrinkles that you might have in the skin. So it just takes a very little bit for each eyelid, that much, and you just tap it into the eyelid skin. Be careful not to get it in your eye. From just under the eyebrow down across that skin, tapping it in. Be careful not to pull or tug on that skin. And you want to give this about 2 minutes to be absorbed, and you will feel it begin to tighten that skin. And yet, your skin feels hydrated, which is extremely important when it comes to the skin around the eyes. And then, of course, when it comes to tightening these other areas just under the eye and the crow's feet area, a good tightening product like Instatox, which I've reviewed here before on the channel, it's the one I use when I need it. It's one of the best formulations I've seen of this type of product that will not leave that white powdery residue on your skin and yet tightens and keeps the skin tight for several hours. You would just pat that in to the areas that you want to treat, Crow's feet area, forehead area is good too. The number 11 between the eyes that a lot of us have. You just pat that in. And the trick to getting Instatox into the skin and working well is to pat it in until your fingers begin to stick or not move well across the skin. That is the clue that you have the right amount of this product on the skin and allow it to do its work. And it only takes a couple of minutes for you to begin to see and feel the effects of this product on the eye area. And I always find it really fun to watch these products work so well on camera when I'm demonstrating them. You can actually begin to see the difference, making my eyes look brighter, more youthful, the skin around there tighter and more even. Just a really great anti-aging skincare strategy for the area around the eyes and the eyes themselves to give you a much more youthful look without compromising the health of your eyes. Now, I hope you found today's video and tutorial helpful. If you did, please like it, share it out, let me know in the comments below, especially if you decide to use any of these products. Again, links and recommendations always in the video description box below where you can find them. And for even more ways to roll back the clock on skin and body aging, be sure to check out this video that I picked out for you next. Thank you for watching and supporting my work. I really do appreciate you. Stay beautiful, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you over on that next video.